Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How
Welcome,
y'all
Mr.
doing? How y'all
A1.
doing?
How you feeling? Mr. A1 Don in the building, y'all.
Yo, we up, we live, we good, we good, we good.
And thank you for taking a moment to do this show. Let's start. Let's just get right into it. It's 1:15. We're gonna get right into it. Mr. A1, what made you join the app? And which app did you join first? What's your original app?
I actually came straight to BLK. I was invited from. I actually took a year break when I originally went to. I was with another app. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Tag. I was originally on Tag a while back. Um, it's kind of crazy. When I first started, I just had an old account. It was just from middle school. I just never thought of using it. I was like, yo, it's got a live version. So I stumbled across live, tried it out for a little minute. Didn't really like the first experience. I'm not gonna lie, didn't like the first experience. So I was gone for about 7 months to almost a year. I came back and I actually got a personal invite from Will from management. Will from management and Naria. They both invited me over. It was like, yo, come to BLK. So I came and it was like, yo, went from there.
So when you said 6, 7 months,
Hmm.
you had to take a break. Was that
Correct.
from Tag or was that from BLK?
From the streaming period. It was from Tag. I left Tag. I wasn't on the app anymore. I
Gotcha.
think I think the impact of just being freshly new to the scene, then my mother dying at the time. It was just a little too much. Just too much on the mental at the time.
Gotcha. What year was this when you joined in the very first time before leaving for 7 months?
21. 21.
Okay, 21. You left for 6, 7 months and stuff. But before then, what was your headspace to why you downloaded the app Tag?
At the time, it was just something to do. I stumbled on it. I met one of the top streamers on there. I was kind of interested in the interaction. It was a versus between two of the top streamers.
Hmm.
I was more into like how everybody was interacting and just seeing the camaraderie and stuff over time. Just I kept coming back. I went from like the basic VIP to black VIP all in the same day. Like it was just a different experience. So I had got that thrill of being, a
Yeah.
supporter and stuff. So and it just kind of grew from there.
So, and that was before you left for the 6, 7 months.
Yeah, that was way before. Yeah.
What was it about the app that discouraged you and made you leave?
To be honest with you, when a lot of people experience that, when you come off as like a supporter, a heavy supporter, and then you kind of realize like, hey, um, I wanted to actually try streaming, and I got taken advantage of as far as like the family was concerned and things of that nature. It was just I would say it was more or less a failure on my behalf because I should have known what to look for as far as like companions and friends and things of that nature. Um, just should have just went at it better, smart the first time.
Hmm. Did you feel like, I'm glad you said that. Did you feel like you made a lot of errors in people you were supporting or vice versa?
It wasn't necessarily that. It wasn't necessarily the errors or anything like that. It was just I shouldn't have. I say I should have started off just as a streamer first. If I would have known. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I try to tell a lot of people like if you're gonna ever become if you're ever gonna decide to be a streamer, experience being a streamer first. Always hit the go live button first. Just ride the wave, see where it goes. A lot of people just kind of start supporting, thinking, hey, and this person will come back and support me ever. I don't know. It brings up a lot of different emotions and feelings. So it's
Right.
always best to kind of take the approach differently and just kind of understand people.
Gotcha. Do you feel like you have the understanding of people?
Very much so, especially after meeting a lot, especially after the switch. meaning a lot more content heavy streamers, a lot of people who they come with a lot of structure, especially yourself. That's why I was so engrossed when I first had met you, and I was like, yo, I came here 30, I meant to be here for like 15 minutes to 30 minutes. I got stuck here for like almost an hour, 2 hours. You remember that when I first met you?
Yep, yep,
And
I
I was
definitely
like,
do.
yo, like this is a better experience for me. This is what I needed because I was taught by a lot of big streamers. I actually learned from a lot of big streamers. Like shout out to Banks, a lot of other people. Like I learned a lot from a lot of good streamers. So definitely big ups to y'all.
Thank you, thank you. So let's take it back, yo. Who is Mr. A1 Don? Where were you born? Who did you grow up with?
Put it inside.
All
Who's
right,
in the house?
so me, as far as me, I am an only child. I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
You said what?
I was born in Newark, Jersey,
Oh
Brick City,
hell nah!
Brick City, Brick
Interview's
City.
over. Don and the
No, but
family here.
yo, but I got a lot of family up north, but I didn't know we had a lot of people here in the south as well. My family's pretty much all across the coast on that side.
Oh shit.
Um, but when we first came down here in the southern area, because I ain't gonna get the exact location, but when we moved, we moved with my grandmother. My grandmother ended up. My grandfather died before we actually moved, so
Mm.
my mother volunteered to move, and that's how we all got relocated to the south. So that's how I got here.
So Newark, New Jersey. Did you
Mm.
were you in a house with both of your parents?
Uh, Actually, no. Again, as I said, my father and my mother weren't together. My mother actually separated from where my father was because of the whole situation with my grandmother. My grandfather died prior
Got
to
you.
the
Okay.
move. They didn't want her to move by herself, so it was more or less a joint decision to make sure my grandmother was taken care of, and it wasn't really about the whole relationship thing. It was more like a family thing.
Got you.
So, so that's how all that happened. But grew up in a 3-person household, grandmother, uncle, mother. Went from there, just kind of went through all the phases of school. Didn't make it through high school. I graduated early, even though I didn't make it through high school. I went straight to college early before everybody else to try to make up for it. Um, and then I just kind of was career oriented ever since then. I went into the banking field, and I left the banking field for like shipping logistics is what I do now. I'm a superintendent at a shipyard now, so I manage union labor. So that's what I do now.
All right, guys, that's the end of his story. Now I'm joking with you. You jumping the gun, man.
My bad, my bad, my bad. I get a little caught up. I like to.
I know. You giving us the dry version. Now we go. Let's bring it all the way back. All right. So we know. All right. You said you from Jersey. Okay. You it's just with your mom, your uncle. Just
Yeah.
recapping for everybody else who just walked in here. Your mom, your uncle, your grandmother. And your mom pretty much was taking care of your grandmother and stuff. As a kid, right? How would you? What would you say? Like, were you guys wealthy, or did you feel like as a kid you got everything you wanted, especially being the only child, or did you feel
Um,
like it was a struggle to get like certain things?
I feel like I was partially spoiled. I think my mother kind of had me in the aspect of working to earn things that working for things and earning them.
Mhm.
So I kind of didn't get it until like later, and like like, oh shoot, I'm being rewarded for being good. Like I wasn't
Right.
really thinking about it. I don't know. Everything we worked for, we were definitely working class family.
Gotcha. Now you said you didn't get it. You was like you was work you realized when you work for it you get a reward, right?
Right.
Do you feel like there were moments?
You want some of this?
Do you feel like there were moments where you weren't doing so good and it was hard for them to and you weren't getting rewarded?
Yeah, that's that was kind of going along the lines of like schooling and stuff like that. I didn't take schooling that serious, as I said. It wasn't until like my later years, getting into high school, going into the college, that's when I kind of started slacking in school. So
Let's go back. What were some of the
Good. We
things
got
that
this.
was happening, like as a kid, that was happening in the house or maybe at school
Nothing, baby.
where you would realize, all right,
Nothing. You okay?
I didn't get rewarded or this ain't right to
So
do
you still got to
and
go to the
stuff. So what
appointment?
was your behavior as a kid?
I think it was more or less that freedom of kind of growing up and going through the
Take
stages
the
of like,
deposit
hey, I'm
already?
about to reach my adult years. Like I think she was dialing back, and I'm seeing, I'm working now too at that time, so just
Where
kind of
as a
seeing it.
kid?
Well, first time barbershop stuff like that. Little.
Well, how old were you at that time?
When I had my first job, I think 16 was
All right,
something.
so I'm talking about I'm talking about when you was 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
That
like my
era.
early
I want you to think back as early as you can remember. We gonna get to when you was in junior high school and high
understood.
school and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess coming out of middle school is when I really, noticed a lot of changes. Going from middle school to high school, it was more, like responsibilities, more like you got to learn the adult factors of life and things of that nature. So,
So before that, right? Because what I'm trying to figure out is what kind of kid were you? Okay, were
okay,
you a kid that, in elementary school, right?
I was
Around
bad.
that area.
Excuse my language. I almost used the word, but I was bad when I was a kid. I used
That's
to
what
do
I'm
like,
trying to figure out.
yeah,
So we want to know in
yeah.
elementary school, what were the things you were doing that was bad?
Who bought you
That you
Oh,
can clearly be like, oh,
you know what it is, and I think it got classified as bad. I used to fight a lot of my bullies, so I never really. I think it got
same here.
misinterpreted as I got older as like me being the aggressor or me always wanting to get in trouble or fight. I was getting picked on a lot, so I had a low tolerance for it after a while. I'm a Capricorn. We kind of get poked and told this, that, and the third a lot, and after a while you can't take it.
I definitely understand because I used to fight a lot too. And it wasn't even my fight. I just didn't like bullies. So if you was trying to bully somebody, I was fighting too. So I get that. But your parents don't always see it like that. So if
Right.
I was to ask them to describe how you were as a kid, what do you think your parents would say?
Um, I guess they would say I was a very active kid. I was very social. I did care about like friendship and camaraderie because once I had got the opportunity of experiencing friends and stuff like that, hanging out, like I was never in the house. I used to be in the
Hmm.
house playing video games all the time before that.
Yeah,
Once I kind of became more of a social kid, I always used to hang out and stuff like that after the fact.
gotcha. So now let's move it up a notch, right? But before we move it up a notch, when did you have your first female crush?
Um,
Well,
Elementary
I'm
school.
going upstairs. Are you gonna play video games?
Elementary. Tell us we want the
No.
detailed
You gonna
story.
watch?
Now, don't give us the driver. Don't be like, yeah, she was cute. I hollered and
Nah, I
all
mean,
those. We want
I
the
think.
details. Where were you at
Gonna watch
when
some
you
more
seen her for the
movies.
first time?
Oh
Everything.
You okay?
man, they going
No.
in.
Love you.
Well, shoot, I think it was just, I don't know, it was just, the most popular girl in class and stuff like that. I think what made me more attracted to it was the fact that our birthdays were so close to each other, and it was nobody else's birthday who was close to ours at that time. So I kind of think that that was the biggest, difference among, because, December babies, we don't get no love, man. Everybody be like, man, we just had Christmas, we ain't celebrating no more. So, we was kind of in the same boat.
What was it? Hers was the 28th. Yours was the 30th.
No, mine is actually you was super close, but nah, it was like that. You know what I'm saying? It was like super close. Both guesses were super close. So, yeah, end of the year babies. So I think it was just different for me. But of course, that first crush don't always like you back.
Yo,
Where
we
you at.
fucked up, bro.
Oh, it
You
was
know what
one
I'm
of
saying?
those.
And ran up in
Nah,
this
it
shit.
was just it was fifth grade. We was just young. And then at that
Whatever.
time, I never had a girlfriend anyway. I
Yep.
But
never
you
tried
shot
that.
your shot.
Yeah, I definitely shot my
And
shot.
what happened? She shot you down.
I mean, we were just too young, and then I beat up her brother anyway because he was trying to bully me. So that was a whole other situation.
So what happened? What did you say to her? What was
Mm.
your line? What did you try to use to get her?
I mean, I don't know how. Like, see, this was so long ago, but I think mostly the reason why I ultimately probably didn't talk was because of the fact that I fought her brother. You know, she had an older
Mm,
brother. He was trying to pick on me because I liked her, and
got you. Now, honestly, who won that fight?
um, it was me fighting three dudes.
Was some of them her cousins?
I don't know who the other two people was, but they tried to jump me.
They
Yes,
just try to jump you. Okay. Now, did they try to jump you, or they jumped you?
I mean they tried.
They tried. So you
Yeah,
held
I
your
had
own. In
school
other,
books and stuff. I came ready. I mean, I was a little certified for that one.
got you, got you, got you. So now let's talk. Let's bring it up. Junior high school.
Right.
Okay, what was the difference between A1 in elementary versus junior high school?
A1 in elementary and A1 in junior high. I was a little bit more confident in myself. I got to understand school, social environments. I actually had experienced friends at that time. Like I know who the friends are around it because I didn't necessarily move from that same side of the city. So I was pretty acclimated with the people that were around me at that time.
Got you. So now you're in. What was your grades like? Were your grades up or was your grades declining? How was your parents like? What was your
Which
parents
is
feeling about how you was doing in school?
elementary school. I didn't really think about it much. I didn't really care. I just passed and was like, But middle school, I was a lot more serious about schooling. It was the whole factor of wanting to be ahead of people. But again, that freedom was involved. So even though I was making good grades when I was in school, I wasn't in school most of the time.
Mm.
Come my 11th grade year, I wasn't in school all the time. So
You was cutting.
I was cutting class. I was
You ever
cutting.
got caught by truancy?
Nah, nah, never got
Oh,
caught.
okay, okay, okay. But why though? Why weren't you?
Was just bored. Just was bored. School wasn't a challenge to me at that time. Life
Was
wasn't a challenge to me at that time.
was it some of the friends you was keeping?
No, it wasn't definitely the friends or anything like that. Because when I skipped, I just went home and played video games. So it wasn't,
Where was your mom and the people that live with you? Your
working,
uncle?
working.
All of them was at work.
Everybody at work.
Did you used to have cut parties where you invited your friends over to?
Nah, literally went home, played video games. Like the people that I knew to cut class, we was all playing online video games. So I think that's probably what the whole, uh,
Oh, so they would go
yeah,
to their house and y'all just be online.
yeah. Nah, we had online games. You got the computer games, the online computer games.
Ah, got you, got you, got you. How old are you right now?
I'm in my mid 30s.
Got you. So, how old were you when you got your first girlfriend?
First official girlfriend, I would say somewhere around the middle school area. Like I can't remember the exact age, but middle school.
All right, tell us how that hookup happened.
Um, that was kind of like a random coincidence of dating somebody that I didn't know they was crushing on me. I was crushing on them. It was always one of them, like is they giving you that look, at the
Hmm.
gym. It was one of those moments. So we actually exchanged information, exchanged numbers or whatever. We talked for a little bit. But at that time it was somebody that was like the state right around the corner from me. I guess he, did whatever. He intervened and he got the girl over me type stuff because he stayed, a little bit closer than her to me.
Mm.
But not we getting all the tea. That's school. That's like that old stuff. That's school stuff, man.
Yeah, that's that puppy love.
Yeah, that don't count. And then she felt some type of way about it later on in life. And it was weird to get an apology in your adult years from somebody.
Right.
Because a lot of people go through those therapeutic steps. They want to know if like did they necessarily affect you in any type of way in the later years? I've actually
Yeah.
had two, and I give major props to those women. They actually reached back out after all these years. Like it makes you feel some type of way. Make you feel
Yeah.
some type of way.
Yeah. So they reached back out to you apologizing. Do you feel like they maybe one of them wanted to rekindle what y'all used to have
Um,
when y'all was younger?
Mm, the second one, yeah, because that was more or less like a, something that happened right after high school.
Got you. What was your longest relationship?
8 years.
Ooh. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, two kids.
Ooh, is that with the 8 year relationship?
Yeah, it was throughout the 8 year relationship.
Okay, okay. All right. So we're gonna take it back before we get there. Uh,
Mm,
high school. So you stated you did not finish high school,
right.
right?
It was through the a whole playing hooky thing.
Got you. So what happened? What was your stages? If you didn't
Appreciate
finish
it
high
though.
school, what was your stages that you went through? Did you eventually say, "Hey, I don't have the credits because I missed so many days," or what was happening to where you decided to drop out?
Oh, it was getting kicked out. They got rid of me. They was like, nope, we can't take it no more. We're gonna sit you down in the principal's office. These are your alternatives. You could either go to military school, you could go to this alternative school, or you could do this. I chose my own path. I went ahead and just took the exam. I tested out. I tested out, passed the exam.
What exam? The GED?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I passed the exam, passed early before everybody even graduated, and I was in college before everybody even hit the stage to even graduate. So
Got you. So you went and here you are. You're a student. Your parents is working hard, extremely, to take care of you. You're cutting school. What did your mom feel? What did your mom say when she found out like you wasn't going to school? Like here she is thinking you going to school and stuff like that, and find out you wasn't. What was her feeling towards that?
she was extremely hurt about it, to be honest with you, because she's trying to transition at the time because we started off in a family home. We were very I guess traditional when it comes to certain things. A lot of people don't believe in family togetherness and sticking together until it's time to actually everybody branch out. My family's very big on that because we're from up north. So that's what we were. That's what was going on at the time before everybody got their own houses. Um, you know, I guess she was just most likely, just for lack of better words, just completely disappointed. And then she didn't really give me like many ultimatums or options at the time. She was like, "What are you gonna do?"
What did you tell her?
I said, "I'm gonna go in and go back to school, finish out, and start school early." And that's exactly what I did. She didn't think I was gonna do it. I signed up to a college, this little thing where you basically will go to a college, a technical college, and test out.
Mhm.
So I think to her it was just a lot different, and I had to get my own transportation. So city bus.
Was it hard?
It was a lot of hard work.
But you did it.
It was way different than having your first job at 16 and stuff like that. It was very much different.
Now, how old were you when you got your first job?
16.
16. And what was you know what? I don't like asking people this question. And the reason why is because I'm like kind of very protective of like information we give because sometimes they use those information for like security passwords. All right,
Right,
so we
understood.
jump that. All right.
No, it's
How
fine.
was your first job? How was it? You don't have to say
Um, I could elaborate actually because it ain't part of my security passwords. I actually
all
worked at
right,
a
cool,
barber
cool,
shop for my
cool.
first job. It wasn't nothing that I could put on record or on file or nothing like that. It wasn't tax sized or nothing. I worked at a barber shop. It just so happened to be the barber shop that I always went to. So being offered a job, which is crazy, is like the barber I worked for back
Hmm.
then. I'm his boss now, which is wild to me. Yeah, that Super Bowl party y'all saw me at, where Quando Rondo dad was at, and everything like that. That was my old boss from the barbershop. Like,
Give me 1 second. I apologize about that. I thought they moved that gift. The nerve of you. I turned my sound off. My bad. Thank you, the guy. He will send 50 of those if I didn't turn my sound off, y'all.
oh my gosh,
I'm triggered.
the flower power.
Shoot, my anxiety's acting up now. All right, my bad, my bad. Let's
It's
focus,
all good.
guys. Get back on focus.
It's
All
all
right, so okay, so first job, boom, you barbershop, and I don't know about y'all, but while he was saying that, I just wanted to see his hairline. But and then he got like the do rag on. I think it would be unfair for me to ask him to show me because I'm not gonna show mine until I cut it again. All right,
Yeah, I need a
so
retwist. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I need a retwist. I got to. Hey, look. I ain't even going there today. Y'all gonna see y'all. Hey, they seen. I showed my headline before though. I ain't bald.
all right.
I got you, Nick. You got you.
He said, "Book me A1." So, boom. So now you you graduated. You got your first job at 16. You went to a technical school. So what was your major that you took up? What did you want to learn? What was you learning?
I initially started in computer science. I was gonna learn like basic programming and things of that nature. Uh, Before I was kind of thinking about like something in the surgical field at first, but I was like, nah, because if I mess up on a human, like that malpractice, something different. I can mess up a computer. I ain't messing up on a person. So, I kind of went to the computer field, and then going through that, and then the little job phase, and trying to figure out myself or whatever. I ended up becoming a banker, and then I changed my whole career into the accounting field and finance. So I
Got you.
kind of got to that point.
So a banker, and during this time, right? Were you dating anyone? Was you seeing anyone
Yeah, during that time I was with my daughter's mom.
with your daughter's mom? How did y'all meet?
Um, it was weird. We met through really technically my best friend. That's his cousin. I've kind of always known of her. We kind of like kept bumping into each other. I seen her at like a bar here and there and stuff like that. So I kind of like took the time to actually shoot my shot. Hung out, went on a date. One date turned into a couple. Then it was like an off and on thing for like 3 or 4 years because we never were like in a relationship. It was always like a high and by and passing type of situation. And then one day she kind of hit me with that like, I always was kind of interested on this level, and I was like, I'm trying to settle
Was
down.
that her words? Was that her exact words or?
Yeah, really tell you the truth because it was weird because she kept popping up, always hanging out, and then it was never like, the intimacy was like there, but we never took it, there. It wasn't until you was like, yo, I've been, and I was really ready to transition with my life at that time anyway. So I was on some, I'm trying to, move forward. And everything we said we wanted to do, we pretty much was going forward doing. But I feel like the only thing I made a mistake on was, you know, uh, I feel like I should have got an estate and everything like that prior to actually trying to couple and things of that nature.
But
I
you
feel like
said you felt like you should have got an
got my
estate.
own, get my own stuff, have my own things, and that's one of the mistakes as a man that I probably had went through is my earlier manhood.
So are you saying that like you were staying with her?
Yeah, we were actually staying together under another household. It was a family household. It
So
was
with her family and stuff like that.
yeah, correct.
Why do you feel like you should have got your own during the time when you were living with her? Did you feel like it made you like less of a man or anything? What was your feeling? What was your emotions?
I feel like it changed the dynamics of the relationship a lot back then because a lot of things weighed heavy on the finance. Again, I was kind of transitioning, going through my, my work stages and stuff. I finally ended up working at the bank. And then as I was working through, hey, what's going on through the phone? When I was working at the bank, um, that's when we kind of like decided, like, hey, you know, let's do this. Let's settle down. Let's have kids. And everything we said we wanted to do, we were doing it, but I feel like we just went through the wrong steps. We should have went through the whole correct coupling steps. I would say, like trying to get to know each other better before moving in, and
How long were y'all together before y'all decided to move in?
it was about a year. It was about a year.
So 1 year together.
Now
Damn.
that's despite the off and on knowing each other for about 4 years prior.
4 years
So
prior.
I knew her
So y'all
children.
always knew
Yeah,
of each other.
yeah,
Just y'all didn't hook up. Here go a year in and stuff. So she was coming to your house. You was going to her house. Was there
correct.
any signs of where y'all was bumping heads even like during that period, or was everything like kind of smooth sailing?
I think it was all smooth sailing until her family kind of intervened on some things. It was some mistakes she made prior to me actually coming there because family things, that's family business type shit. But either way, it happened. It was a situation where basically her grandfather didn't necessarily want a male staying in his house. You know what I'm saying? But he was just doing right. And I think in his mind, it's just an unspoken conversation that I think me and him should have had. But I think in his mind, he was waiting to see at what point would I take the initiative to go ahead and get a house and this, that, and the third. You know, and I think, and it was only like a year in to my daughter being born. So it was like, dang, I didn't get a chance to really
Let
do
me
what I wanted to do.
let me clear this up real quick. So
Yeah.
you guys were a year together, and then y'all
Mm-hmm.
moved in. Then you
Mm-hmm.
stayed there about another year.
Mm-hmm. No, I was there for about 2 years after that because my daughter conceived, born.
So how long after was your daughter conceived from those 2 years of you being there? Like, was she conceived within the first year, or?
We pretty like, as I said, we been knew each other. Like we was on some, like we were in our mid 20s. We were on some like, hey,
But your
uh,
daughter being conceived, when was she?
yeah, yeah, like that was in
You
my
were
mid.
living there already when
Yeah,
your
yeah,
daughter was.
no, we didn't move in until like after the fact. We actually planned we consummated first. Like we did that first, and then
Oh, so before you even moved in, boom, she was pregnant within that year.
yeah,
Of
actually
y'all
planned
being
for it though.
together,
Yeah, we actually planned for it, which
planned
was
for it,
crazy.
and then you had to be. She was pregnant, and then that's when you moved in.
Yeah.
So she was already pregnant. Then you
Mm,
moved in.
yeah.
Pops was like, you don't really like the idea, but for her and the kid's sake, that's about to
Yeah.
be born.
Because we
He,
both had separate places at that time, but it was an extended offer from her grandfather to have a
right,
house, a
and
different house.
also that to have more support. I
Correct.
would think, right?
Yeah, it was different having support from a family because, as I said, my family, they seem a little separated because of the fact that they're always working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they're in different states too. So
How did
that.
that make you feel living with your girlfriend's family, though?
No, it wasn't no family there. He wasn't physically there. That was just his home. That was.
Got you. So nobody else was there but y'all too. But he
Mm-hmm.
felt like you as a man should just go out and get another place. But yeah,
It
had
was
that.
unspoken. It was unspoken. I feel like that was what he was pretty much going for.
Got you. Got you. Got you. All right. So baby's born, right?
Excuse Zeus, y'all. Excuse Zeus. Stop.
So baby is born, right? Was everything good when the baby was born?
Yeah, everything was pretty much good, copacetic for that time being. I think it was just, again, as I said, it was some personal family stuff that happened prior to that. It more or less forced the separation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what was the expectation at the time? So when I left, I was in pursuit of, I was already in transition of getting a new. This was my first time being in the finance field, getting a job. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And then, it was just the transition of trying to figure out where her headspace was, where I needed to be. It's a whole lot of ping pong. And then it involved, finances because, as I said, I was just kind of getting on my feet at that time.
Did it create a lot of turmoil in the home? Because it's one thing to be like, "Hey, babe, what's the finances and stuff? All right, let's work through it." Or was it like a lot of arguing, going back and forth, disappointment?
It was a lot of working together, and I actually felt that I kind of definitely felt if I was to ever experience marriage, that was pretty much as close as I ever had it.
Eight
I learned a
eight
lot from that
years.
woman. Even though we don't see eye to eye as far as like being in a relationship because of so much has happened since then. we definitely kind of like were very close. We're definitely still decent friends, especially after all of that. So, and it was more or less because of the separation, because she felt like I never was to that level of, whatever, I never reached that point of getting a house and everything like that. And I think she misjudged a lot of that stuff. And then after that point, it was more or less about my mother and stuff like that after that point, because I mean, my kids, I was doing my, doing my darndest for my kids. But in the middle of that transition, my mother was in an abusive relationship. So
Mm.
this is what, it kind of led down the whole path of why she passed and stuff like that, and why I ended up getting the house that I'm in now and things of that nature.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So
So,
all
my
right,
condolences, like, to your mom. And you mentioned like a abusive relationship she was in.
right.
How did that affect you?
It was different because again, me and my daughter's mom at that time was trying to figure out what we had going on, and then everything got totally disrupted because I'm visiting her, after work. Of course, just daily check-ins with my kids. Like, my family knows what I do after work and stuff. So it's a daily check-in on the kids, and just having my mom pop up to the doorstep of, my daughter's mother's house at that time. Cause I wasn't staying with her at the time. We were already separated and stuff. Um, that's where it kind of changed the dynamics in my life. So having my mom come to the doorsteps with somebody else that was just weird. Lump on her forehead, it was just crazy. So.
I definitely understand that. Let me ask you this: how did you feel when your firstborn was born?
When my daughter was first born,
Yeah.
um, it was a different experience because I never seen so many people come for something for me like that before. It's always been like scattered participation, or scattered, you know, people showing love or caring about anything that I did. So to see all my family members, her family members there and stuff, and actually they were all kind of support. It was different for me. It was very much different for me.
Do you feel like growing up you didn't have much support?
Mm, Not necessarily. No, I think it was more like moral teachings, and um, I think just being a male, they expect a lot of you. Expect you to just come out there be tough. You know, so I don't know. I think that's kind of where I was at with it.
Is that what you wanted for yourself? When you look back, is that what you wanted for yourself? Did you want those teachings, or you felt like you should have been loved a different way?
Mm, I can't really judge that. That's not my place to judge. I feel like life just happened for me. I can't sit there and force somebody to want to show a child more love or give them more attention or whatever. After a while, shoot, the ball was pretty much in my court. So I just think differently amongst other people.
Got you. Is there some things in life that you felt like, damn, I could have did that differently?
Um, I definitely say that relationship definitely could have been done differently because I feel like I should have proposed at the time of me being there. I should have proposed at the time of conception of my daughter, and then rearranged that whole thing.
Yeah. Why didn't you?
I mean, it happened due to the set of circumstances.
Right.
It was more like we were both moving incorrectly in the sense of trying to couple. I think we were just more or less in the thrill of finally settling down, finally making big decisions, and moving forward like that.
Got you. Got you. Let's bring it up a little bit, okay? Um, you guys were together for 8 years, right? And another child was born. Let's go. What's up? What happened there? And how did you
Um,
feel when you got that news?
Yeah, like that was just something that happened in between before actually settling down with my daughter's mom. It was with somebody that I actually walked in on doing stuff in my house, and I kind of left it there with that person. I never communicated with that person again until probably 3 years later. When they had it was a lot dealing with that person, and they were dealing with a lot of stuff, dealing with their uncle and things of that nature. So it kind of got real deep and real heavy
Wait,
with that.
hold on. Let's.
Yeah,
This is another woman. She
yeah,
had a baby
yeah.
with.
Prior to my daughter's mom, prior to my
Wait,
daughter,
so prior to your daughter's mom, who was born first?
my son was born first,
Oh, okay.
but that
So
was
this is
unbeknownst to me though. I didn't know of my son though.
you didn't know it was your son.
No, I didn't know he was born, conceived, anything.
Got you. So here you go. You smashed Shorty. It was nothing. You start
Um,
living.
not given that. Now, mind you, my son is a 0.1%. This was somebody that I was meeting on occasion, and I had a studio in my home. This is why I don't actually host anything in homes or businesses in homes or anything like that. I walked in on her having you know sex in my home, and that's why I discommunicated with her at that time. So
Wait, so that's why you broke up. Well, this was someone you was dating.
we weren't together. We weren't
You
together.
weren't together. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was just friends. What was she doing
yeah.
in your home?
Uh, she was messing with one of the artists I left out. I had actually forgot my wallet, double back. I guess he thought he could get his early session before the actual session, and yeah.
Got you.
Mm.
And were you upset about that?
Oh yeah, of course. I kicked them out. I kicked both of them out. Canceled the session and everything.
Was it a matter of you don't want people having sex in the studio? Because she had no ties with you, right?
Yeah, but it was in my home though. It was weird.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm a little different because I feel like, I had cribs and stuff and like, had get togethers and stuff like that. Had a
Mm.
studio in the crib. And if my cousin wanted to go smash a little joint, then I let him.
Yeah,
Like, I'd
I
be like,
get
all
it.
right,
I
nigga,
get
use
it.
that room. It happened several times.
Yeah.
So, but you're different. You're like,
I mean, it
nah,
was just a
respect my
little.
home.
Yeah, it was a little awkward. It was kind of a little awkward. It was given the situation.
So you kicked them out.
Hmm.
So thank you so much, babe. So when you kicked them out, what made you bring them back in? Oh, bring her back in.
There was no bringing back in.
Wait, you had sex with her before that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm confused because I'm like, why are you mad that he smashed her?
Yeah, it
So you
wasn't on
had
that.
relations with her first.
There you go.
Were y'all confused?
Maybe so. I apologize if I mixed
Yeah,
it up.
because
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to figure out. Like,
Yeah.
why would you be mad at her sleeping with someone in your home? Now
Yeah.
if I was messing with you and then you did that, like okay, so I get it.
Mm.
And clearly, she got pregnant.
Yeah.
She never informed you, or did you know she was pregnant, but you just assumed it wasn't yours?
She had to test a couple other guys, one including her uncle, before she ever got to me.
Oh, but she don't
Yeah.
know.
As I said, it was a very deep story behind that. She was a very, it was a lot behind what she had going on in life. So,
Yeah, that was definitely
yeah.
a Maury story.
Yeah, that's why it took 3 years for her to finally come to me and was like, I think you're and it kind of disrupted the whole situation with my daughter's mom because, the whole situation dealing with that, and then you get what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
yeah,
It's making sense. See, I got to fish for this information. It is definitely making sense. Here you are now living with her. You have your baby. You had your girl.
right.
Okay.
Settle
Boom,
down.
living your best life, and then boom, you might be the dad.
That's correct.
And you're shorty like what?
Find out. Which is what I tried to do. We tried to do it civilly. For about a year, we couldn't handle it civilly. She doubled back. My son was going from 3 to 4 at that time. Uh, she went ahead and, she said it was for, Medicare or whatever like that. We went and did the DNA test or whatever for the Medicare and stuff, and that automatic.
You don't need a DNA test for Medicare.
But anyway,
You need a DNA test for child support.
there you go. So hey, it happened. You know what I'm saying? They automatically put me on that. So
Oh, she fell for the okie doke. Well, if that's your kid,
yeah,
you
that's
gotta do what
fine.
you
That's my
gotta do.
son.
You know
It
what I'm
didn't really
saying?
matter. Yeah, it didn't really matter. But it was like tag. It was like thrown in my face.
Got you. And that initially put a little thing in between you and your baby mother, which you was with for 8 years.
Right. It definitely did. Definitely did.
Why never proposing? Why? What made you? Or 8 years? 8 years you
No, I
had.
proposed twice. I proposed twice.
And what she said?
It was more or less like, I guess in the sense of it was the way it happened, the way the proposal was presented to her. She had an issue with the first time because I guess because it wasn't in front of like family and friends and stuff like that. So that kind of got debunked. And then the second time was more or less when I was trying to rekindle things. And after all of the, the situation with the grandfather and all of that, I was trying to, that was a over the phone proposal, so she really wasn't feeling that one,
Oh, come on! She told you what she wanted.
Yeah. I know, I get it. I just wanted her, so it was just,
Do you feel like in that proposal, because a lot of men do this, right? It was more so you felt like the relationship was like kind of dissolving, and you was trying to keep it, so you proposed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, real women don't like that.
I thought marriage was more serious than just a basic relationship. So
it is, but you can't. The love will have to be there. The woman will
yeah,
have to be happy. You can't try to propose when a woman is unhappy because you're only proposing to get her to stay a little longer.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't really necessarily on that per se, but I definitely get the perception of that.
Yeah,
I definitely get it,
yeah.
especially now
So,
in hindsight.
so what have your life lessons and this taught you?
Fellas, man, like, get yourself together first. Get yourself together first.
Aggressive I am, the hell. I ain't getting married for no other reason so somebody could take half my money.
Get yourself together first.
I'm gonna have to feel the love, baby. Alright? Then I know you're deserving of half. Or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because I think maybe the transition wouldn't have been so harsh. Because when I finally got to be a man, or finally got to the point of feeling financially adequate, life really hit me like a ton of bricks. And if you don't mind, I know you kind of over time. If you don't mind, give me 1 second.
No problem. I got you.
1 second, let me grab one.
I'll give you 1 second. I'll be enjoying this. Alright, guys.
It's kind of like a serious
lunchtime, y'all.
It's a serious thing for me right here. Because, I don't really show this, you know what I'm saying? This is just one of the ones, that I got on hand. But,
Beautiful. Beautiful. I ain't even gonna hold you. She looked like my aunt.
So. And I lost her and my uncle in the same month. So, my uncle died on April 1st, 2022. She went to his funeral. 2 weeks after coming from his funeral, she passed out. Had an aneurysm at her. She had an aneurysm at her job and hit her head. So I don't know if y'all see that dent right there.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. So, it was a lot to deal with at that time. So, judge me not.
Nah, no one's definitely not judging you. We definitely understand and we appreciate you for sharing your story. Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. Dang, man, like what are your What are your goals going? Like, what are your goals for the future?
Currently, current goals is I'm talking with a few people, trying to get some stuff together as far as like real estate is concerned. I'm invested in property management. Um, that's kind of always been a goal for me to have more different levels of passive income as well. So not only am I investing in personal property, but commercial property as well at the same time. Just trying to cover all avenues and really have something for now. For my kids. Into the future, stuff they don't have to worry about. This, like, hey, if this doesn't work out, I got a family business that I can try. They
Right.
at least know. Then they're already interested. My daughter's already interested in podcasting and stuff like that. She, got her camera and stuff, got her webcam. It's like I don't know how she's doing the stuff
Does
with her
she
friends
watch
with
you
the Oculus.
stream?
Yeah, they have seen me stream. I've actually been on stream driving one time, just podcast mode, and some people was kind of they was laughing at the fact that she was like asking daddy when you gonna start dating again, because my kids don't see me having a flavor of the month or nothing of that nature. I'm very protective of my kids. So
What is your greatest moment?
greatest moment. What is my greatest moment? I think the greatest moment was just actually just doing right by the kids. I feel like that was my greatest moment.
What's your motivation?
My motivation is definitely making sure my kids are taken care of, because I never had the best childhood, and I don't want them to experience less.
What is your interaction with your son now?
It's a lot different, especially like it was weird because when I met him, it was like in his later years, like before going on, and
Right.
he was very disenfranchised with me, my family, and everything like that. And then it's like now he's very inquisitive. Uh, you know, he, he's just he's like an open book now. So it's a lot different.
Got you. So you'll have an active relationship with your son,
Very
active
much.
relationship with your daughter.
My daughter, she's embarrassed because because whenever my schedule shifts, like I have to do different things to see them. So whenever I'm on night shift, I go see them for their lunch breaks and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny because my daughter's now in middle school and stuff. So she don't necessarily like it when people visit her at school and stuff like that.
Got you, got you, got you. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, and at least you're visiting, because there are some people who's not calling, and they are definitely not visiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just a few moments, y'all. Welcome to exclusive interview, guys. If you would like to be on exclusive interview, please hit up my admin, which is Royal Badge, Top Badge, Medusa, guys. Okay. And Lily, I see you. You know we getting you rebooked, girl. Okay. Guys, prepare your questions. If you have any questions for Mr. A1 Don, please hit the plus sign and come in as a guest, or prepare to type it in the comments. Okay. I have a few final questions for you. How did you feel about opening up on a show about your life?
It's different. I think if it wasn't for y'all just being who you are, I would feel a lot more uncomfortable. Because y'all people I grew to learn and know. So see, listening to Pay in the comments right now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my bad. Yeah, I'm still a little worked up about it, but yeah. Sorry, it's this. I gotta put this
It's
picture.
all good. You good. You good.
I
Take your
gotta put this
time.
up there. I gotta put that up.
Take your time. Y'all give him a moment. I know, Lily. I know. It'd be hard to be mad at her. I'll be trying though. Then I'll be like, "You want something to eat?"
Yeah.
But yo, listen. A1. Thank you so much for doing this interview. We're gonna take some questions from the audience. Audience, if y'all have any questions for him, take the box and ask those questions, or just type it in the comments.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's see those questions, y'all. Let's see those questions. If y'all have no questions, we will let Mr. A1 Don go.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate
All
y'all.
right,
Big
just give
shout
them
out to
another minute. Guys, time ends at 2:10, y'all. So
big shout out to the number
if y'all
one.
typing, just put a 1 and let me know y'all typing in the comments or preparing to get in the
Big
box. Y'all
big
do
shout
not
out
have to
to
show
the number
y'all
one,
face in the
though.
box if you hop in. You could go on podcast mode, y'all.
Big shout out to the number ones. Big shout out to the number one of POL. Big shout out to my number one all time. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody and they number ones, and just everybody that feel like that in life, man. Just big shout out to y'all, man. Just keep doing you.
So my last question before you get out of here. Looks like the audience have no question. Oh, A1, are you going to the app event in Atlanta?
Yes, I am gonna be attending that. I do want to attend that.
I'll be attending too. Who's your biggest influences in your life?
My biggest influence,
Or
I,
role?
my biggest influence in life would be my uncle, the one that passed away. He was very family oriented as far as like checking in on family and making sure everybody was okay, and taking care of people, like because he didn't have kids.
Mm.
So he was very heavy on the kids, his nieces and nephews. So he always treated them like they were his own. So
Was he a dad figure to you? Was he like your dad? Key?
very much so. So that's why it impacted me the most. And it's crazy because my mom and my uncle look darn near like they look like twins. So I think that's what kind of crushed her the most. Like I think that's what
Yeah.
resulted. That plus the situation, the stress, and all of that. And I think
Hmm.
that's what happened.
They say when people pass away, and trust me, I know this because I had my share. Every year I'm losing someone. Like literally, I'm just finished mourning my aunt, and that's why I said I want to pull up her picture because like they kind of resemble. I'm not gonna hold you, but they said when someone dies, it's like they die in what is it like in threes or pairs or something like that.
My uncle died, my mother died, and then my cousin Leon died a month right after that.
And I thank God you still here. For real, for real. And you continue to stay strong, yo. Y'all listen, hit Mr. A1 Don with a favorite, please. And thank you. And Mr. A1, if you got anything you want to promote, let's hear it.
Shoot. Pull up to all the events y'all see me post on my IG. I post a lot of different events. Everybody got different stuff going on. I like to promote that. Lily has an event that goes on every week. Make sure you pull up to hers every week. Make sure you
Welcome
pull up
back,
to
Lily.
Tokyo Ish. Make sure y'all talk to, one of the hottest. Roll got the hottest. We got the hottest too. You know what I'm saying? Pull up to one of the hottest shows, Tokyo Ish. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the two top shows on the app. You know what I'm saying? Like, pull up to all of that. We're all together on stuff, and like I feel like the more we keep pushing these shows and feature shows and events, like the bigger and better we are.
Let's go. Let's go. Yo, thank you, Mr. A1. All right, thank you, y'all. The show is over. I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the show. Y'all give it up once again. Give it up. Give it up once again for Mr. A1.